All right, today let's focus on the fixed income aspect of your portfolio, and for that, who better than Lakshmi Iyer on the show today. Lakshmi Iyer, CEO, Kotak Investment Advisors. Lakshmi, good evening and welcome to the show. And last week we had a policy that did not see any change, and the kind of data we are seeing from the US also. Lakshmi, I remember we having the kind of rate cut discussion last year around same time. It was the same kind of scenario. I was just wondering, or anticipating rate in the second half of the calendar year, and the scenario is somewhat similar even now. But looking at the robust data, I mean, I will talk about our stance and our concerns later on. But then let's just start with the US economy and the robust economy, at least as per data that what we are getting to know.
Absolutely, Kavita. Actually, if you look at the jobs data, which was released on Friday in the US, that is actually probably giving cues to the policymaker that there is no sense of urgency to cut rates yet in the US. That is also reflected in the market sentiments. If you see the 10-year bond yield in the US, it is almost going back to 4.5% levels. It had eased off by about 15 basis points to 4.35 levels. Look at the 30-year bond in the US. So I think even the futures, the futures on interest rates which are trading in the US are suggesting very low probability. And by low probability, it means less than 50% in terms of a rate cut in the upcoming June FOMC. So I think these are clearly indications that rate cut gratification, even in India, will need to wait a little bit longer, even though our fundamentals, including our inflation, on a relative basis is significantly better.
Inflation relatively significantly better. What about the, the issues coming up ahead, or the likely concerns coming up ahead? Like, for example, oil prices, food and fuel inflation is something I want to focus on. Looking at the more than average summers prediction, and what if we also have a delayed monsoon? This will just make the situation much more severe. Definitely, food and fuel. I mean, we already see food inflation going up during summers. You can elaborate more on that. But then, looking at the crude prices now and the fuel prices now, this is going to be a serious concern coming up. And even if it looked likely that we were in a situation to cut off rates, this will just delay the entire process further.
Without a doubt, and I think some of those cues, what we got from the central banker in the RBI MPC, while the status quo was not so much of a debate, I think the inflation trajectory, while you will see the high probability of this month when the inflation number comes in, it's likely to be sub 5%. The next quarter inflation could be sub 4%. But I think all said and done, I think all of the points that you alluded to. Let me also add commodity prices. Copper prices are high. In fact, after 20 years, we're seeing the future price of copper trade about $100 higher. So it's in some sort of a contango kind of a mode. And the part that you alluded to on the seasonality of food prices, I think these will continue to weigh on sentiments from every central bank perspective. And hence the plateauing or, an extended pause seems to be the way out for rates as we speak right now.
Sure. So now going ahead, what is going to be on your radar? Because see, as far as bond yields are concerned, we can see them inching up slowly. Okay, but they have already peaked out. Now the inch up is to what extent? What is the band that you are looking at? Do you think there's going to be a spike in the bond yields, or do you think that this is what it is, and it will just inch up marginally, and that's about it?
So we are already closer to the 7.2% kind of region. The bond cutoff, the new bond had an auction on Friday. The cutoff was reasonable. It was at 7.1. We also need to keep in mind that there is a very strong anchoring of bond deals by foreign institutional investors who have been net buyers of bond year to date. And we expect that buying spree to continue as there is an impending index inclusion for these government bonds. So I think all said and are we looking at a massive sell-off in bond yields? Very unlikely. But the momentum near term, yields be a tad elevated? Well, the answer is yes. So maybe another 5-10 basis points uptick from the current levels cannot be ruled out. But that's where we see some anchoring coming in from a buying standpoint.
All right, so now let's also focus on debt portfolio. Still a chance to lock in money for short term and also play a strategy for long term. Would you agree for that?
Totally, I have been quite vocal about this, Kavita, even in the early shows, that the fixed income will initially pay on the carry, which is the coupon income on the portfolio. So try to get in lock-in opportunities. This is the time where you can afford to add a little bit of credit risk also in your portfolio over and above extending the duration as and when you get these uptick in bond yields.
Also, talking about rebalancing and reallocation, this is something that we've been talking about since last year, Lakshmi. Looking at the run-up in mid-cap and small-cap and, you know, the kind of correction we saw, we thought that correction would just continue, but that did not turn out that way. When you talk about rebalancing and reallocating your strategies, now is the time to go more towards equity and that too large cap?
So when you are allocating money on the equity side at the current juncture, having a skew towards large cap as a market cap would be a way more prudent strategy. And to ensure that you have participation, one can't really look at substitution strategies. In fact, if you are looking at augmenting your fixed income returns, then maybe, you should look at, as an investor, some of the hybrid strategies, which are equity savings or the balance advantage. These are very good strategies and you can put in your lump sum money. You don't really need to stagger investment. But if you're looking for an all-out equity portfolio, then we would say that having a skew towards a large cap, say a 100 rupee equity portfolio could have maybe up to 75 rupees large cap and maybe a tail end at $25 on the mid cap side.
Half an hour, no? Okay. All right, Lakshmi, now I think we'll have to just wait and watch. And as far as reallocation and rebalancing the portfolio is concerned, that's something which is crucial, especially when we talk about the equity front of the portfolio. Thank you so much for taking time out today and helping our viewers with their fixed income strategy, Lakshmi. Thanks. We will slip into a quick break, but then post that, get your mutual fund portfolio queries answered. We'll be joined by Pankaj Matpal, but then before I go on a break, I'm going to flash the WhatsApp number and email ID once again, so that if you are watching our show live, be it on television, you can quickly pick up your phone and WhatsApp your question on the number that's being flashed on the screen, which is 865-797-4571. And you can also email us your questions, themoneyshow@now.tv. We pick up all your questions from these places and then do live financial planning on the show. See you after this break.